Okay, so we should be in the green room. If someone out there, someone in the wide world of sports, need some confirmation here, people, if you
Confirmed.
exist. So I'm not going to introduce you, but we can have polite banter. Now that we're in the green room, you don't get officially introduced until the show proper.
Oh yeah, I'm watching. I have it playing. I see that Castlevania gameplay.
Classic, right? What a classic game. Here's what's wrong with that sort of shit, though. I realize it now that I've got time to get out of here, you fucking status bar. Now that I have time to sit and think about it, I go, gameplay is so nuanced nowadays. I can't make excuses for my poor performance in any vintage game. But in the meantime, I still have a feeling that today's games and controllers and everything are so finely honed and crafted and programmed that it's hard to go back to the days where I still, even in the best of situations, 80% of my button presses register on any retro console, emulated or not. So
Here's the thing. There are games where it's the controls are iffy. Castlevania, in my opinion, is technically not one of those because it's on the way they have it designed on purpose. You may say oh, well, so they're bad on purpose. I don't agree personally.
No, I'm not saying they're bad on purpose. I'm just saying there's only so much you can do with 8-bit processors and that sort of system.
Okay.
Now we're in the gigahertz and stuff, and VR and the processing power alone has made a more responsive and controllable game. Even stuff that's made for that hardware made today. Even though it's still on the same, it could be run on the same hardware. With the benefit of hindsight, it runs better. For instance, there's a game out there called Mini Mages. It's an NES 8-bit style, a little platformer. It's another game that you can kind of play around this time of year because there's skeletons and ghosts.
I was terrible at it.
And that shit. But that is responsive as hell. So I don't know what the disconnect is or was. But I'm also an old man with dried up synapses. I'm excited for the commercials tonight. We got a grab bag of various things, and it's gonna be oh man,
I was happy I was able to make this montage just because one of the things that we watch are commercials, but with this I was able to do a bunch of print ads that we wouldn't see otherwise.
Right, and that's one of those it's one of those medias that doesn't transcend, all those print ad characters never made it across to a television. So yeah, that's a whole generation of nostalgia, and it almost looks like the 50s style, the vintage stuff that's coming back now, the black cats, and they all have those real stylized lady eyes.
Oh yeah,
The Bastille, what's it called?
Yeah, whatever it is, I love that aesthetic too. Halloween has just as many forms and flavors as anything else, and that one it feels so retro, but in a timeless way, and not a shitty dated way.
Yeah.
Basically anything you can get at a Walgreens that ran off of batteries and laughed. And the shelf life didn't even stand the amount of time they were on the shelf at Walgreens. All right, kiddies. I've got a few things to do before we can get started. So you're going to have to somewhat vamp. So, what's going on with you? Damn it, I was not supposed to say your name. Well, guys, show's over.
Way to go. See you next week.
Well, cut it. Turn it off. Get that out of here.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. Do it live.
Do it live.
All right, guys. Let me still not doing anything right. Hold on. Gotta do this. All All right, guys. We'll be right back right after this.
You're listening to FFOP Radio.
Reach the
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the show. I'm Deathbed Dave. This is FFOP Radio. For the entire month of October, we're celebrating Halloween. Let me introduce you, as usual, to my co-host and producer, Krista, right over there off camera.
Hi.
And joining us this episode, I forgot to put his graphic up here, but we're not going to spend much time here, so don't worry about it. You know him as FDO, or Uncanny Jams is his channel here on YouTube, but we're going to call it FDO. What's up, man?
What's up? You can also call me Shrimp, as that's been my nickname for the past 12 years.
Shrimpinator. You know, shrimp
Or
are the
just
best.
Shrimp.
Shrimp. Scrimp.
Yeah.
Scramp.
Yeah. Or as some people pronounce it, shrimp.
Scrimp. I like a little scrimp salad. So I'm also enjoying a nice RC Cola soda milk mead in honor of this very
I'm so
occasion.
sorry.
It's so clear. I can't believe how clear it is.
Yeah, the king of colas. That's why they put a crown on it. Anyway, here's what we're going. Here's what we're going over tonight. I've got some holiday. It's labeled holiday specials and commercials, so there might be shit here that gets the stream pulled. So be prepared for that because it's like a 2.5 hour block. And, you know, some stuff I don't watch because I like to see it with you guys. That being said, also, Shrimply the Best will be joining me in on the fun. So let me actually fix that because we had a little issue, but now it is fixed. All right, now here we go. Jumping into the commercials. Here we are, classic MST3K style. Let's get started. Thanks for joining us, by the way, if you are here. Like you, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Let's get rolling.
Just kidding. There's no sound.
Why does it always do that? Oh, that's why. It's turned down. Why did who?
The pumpkin.
Oh, yeah. Are you hitting the wrong button, the wrong space
Cutter,
bar?
a great way to let your kids carve their own pumpkins without sharp edges that cut little hands. It even makes toothy grins easy to do. The pumpkin scoop removes seeds and pulp better than any spoon.
Like, how
and
strong
the
is
pumpkin
that
light replaces dangerous
plastic
candles
scoop?
with glowing results.
Does it
They're
break?
not. They're terrible. Like, that's the problem with those things. If you've ever fallen into that fool's paradise, like that state of delusion where you go, I think it's a good idea to get like a ready-made pumpkin carving kit that comes with all the pumpkin knives that have different levels of serration and stuff. Absolutely useless. Nothing beats a steak knife. FDO, agree? Disagree?
I agree. An actual knife is going to be way better.
Have you ever like made the misfortunate step and bought one or used one or had someone buy one for you?
I don't think I've ever used one. I mean, my parents, growing up in the 60s and 70s, they knew how to use a knife, and they were going to buy that crap.
I was coming up, early 80s. We were starting to like carve pumpkins up and shit. And I don't know, like I got in possession of one. I don't know if like a grandparent got one as like part of a Halloween bonanza basket or something. And of the dozen or so pumpkin carving tools, I think 7 of them snapped without even making a dent in a pumpkin. So it was a real fucking bummer.
Results.
Matt
Have a
says, I
great
prefer
pumpkin this
carving with my
Halloween the
imaginary
pumpkin
12
cutter,
gauge.
pumpkin scoop, and pumpkin light.
Imaginary.
Pumpkin Cutter products available at Long's Drugs and Safeway.
455 subs, yep.
We'll cut your pumpkin
This Halloween, it's unleashed.
from the east. Mountain Dew is scary.
Yeah.
No matter what color.
Why? What type of person do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I don't know. The type of person who keeps a Mountain Dew in the shower in case I need to quench an extreme thirst. Oh, thank you.
I will say the throwbacks are quite tasty, though. It doesn't taste the same.
But that's just it. I feel like just like by virtue of using the sugar, because I'm not a huge soda drinker, but I'll go for a throwback or a Mexican Coke whenever the opportunity arises, simply for the novelty. Because I'm a human and I love that shit. Novelty.
Oh my God, real sugar and not pure corn syrup?
Yeah, and like that's just the thing. Maybe it does nothing. Maybe it does something. Moral of the story is it's a novelty, and I go for it hook, line, and sinker, my friend.
You can't hide.
Mountain Dew blackout. Okay, it's just a nerd.
What?
New Mountain Dew Pitch Black Limited Edition.
For great Halloween.
That was such a bizarre mixture of like musical stings. Like why the sting and look to camera and then follow that up with another guitar riff of a completely different variety.
Also, the audio is horrendous on that one.
Yeah, like
whatever reason.
All over the board. Like was that somebody's high school like mixing project? Jesus Christ.
If I turn it down on my end, will it turn it down on your end?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
In fact, I'm almost positive it won't.
Just $7.99 each. Scary sound-activated Halloween figures, battery-operated pirate skull, witches, skeletons, and more. Stock up on Halloween candy.
See, this is the shit that's always dated and never cool. Those fucking laughing, like shit that's like feeling like it's got to be like a foot in every landfill across America.
Too. Walgreens has a wide selection of treats and goodies of all kinds. And it's time to order your holiday photo greeting cards. Put your favorite photo on any of 6 beautiful
Don't even think about Thanksgiving, guys. Don't even bother.
Treat yourself to savings this week at Walgreens.
You'll actually be tricking yourself.
Here's the thing that like
this feels
feels
similar to that Super Bowl commercial with the nerd and that girl.
Kind of.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, like, but there's also touches upon another concept. Is like when ad executives or whoever is doing this in pop media goes like, oh, what's inaccessible to the layperson, like, oh, being a goth or being this or being that, and like they go, well, what if like a hot chick was that? You forget like a hot chick crossed with X always equals a hot chick. So it's not like a plain looking person or like a normal looking goth on the street. Like we have a girl who probably throws thousands of dollars at her wardrobe a day. Oh, you think so, Jameson?
I'm surprised in the rural part of Pennsylvania where I live, I've seen some goth people.
They're everywhere, man. Like they're a part of subculture that won't die. And I say that because I know for a fact, because you have to be literal diehard to be a goth in Arizona. Like at 120 degrees, wearing a black hoodie and black jeans and a black like knit ski cap, like that takes something I don't have.
It could have been goth, it could have been Mennonites, but I know.
I think the amount of chains on them like really solidified the goth versus the Mennonite, but they were riding horses.
To save Mario from the supernatural. Luigi's Mansion. Only for Nintendo.
Watching this commercial, I see why the GameCube didn't sell.
What the?
Rated E for everyone.
Wait, so the hot girl was Luigi's Mansion?
Because Coors Light is the official beer of Halloween and the parties at the beach. Malibu Beach, where you can hang ten. Look, Frankie and Annette. And of course, when it's time to chill, just reach for that cooler of Coors Light. Aged ice cold, never frozen stiff. It's the right beer now for Halloween. Just look for the silver bullet smooth display and dig up your friends now for a party at the beach.
Do you think, like, as a rule, I'm not gonna like say this is across the board, but do you think, as a rule, like your average Bud Light, Coors, I don't know, things of that ilk, right? Like nobody's buying Coors for the flavor. No one's buying it for, the hoppiness or like the mountain cold stream water. Like they're doing it to get fucked up. Like why can't we all just address the fact that it's like, hey, like this is a silver bullet. It's a bullet train to inebriation. Like it's not a rocket powered flavor cigar to, anywhere pleasant is what I'm getting at.
It's just cheap, it's available, and it'll make you feel somewhat better until the next day when it doesn't.
Right, and that's the thing, is like they can't lean into the flavor because what are you going to say? Like with Michelob Ultra, they go, well, it's 95 calories. And like,
Oh, and it tastes like piss water too.
yeah, and that's the thing. They go, well, it's 95 calories, so there's their selling point. It's shit otherwise, but we had that 95 calories. Coors is like, well, it's always cold. It comes from a mountain through a cold pipe in a cold fermenter, and then we ship it to your refrigerator, so it's always cold. Never mind, it tastes like shit. It's always cold, like it's always 95 calories. Fucking nailed
And
it.
it's light.
Halloween.
This morning, Billy looked like any other boy, but as the moon rose, he turned into a werewolf. He used new...
I'd love to see like a Lon Chaney style behind the scenes picture of like these kids in like a makeup chair, like they're looking at their cell phones as they're getting all like the werewolf paint put on.
Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, whose idea was that?
They really are, with new Paws Halloween makeup kits.
That girl on the top right, she looked like a rejected Kiss member.
And how hard do you have to work to do that, right?
She looked like Eric Carr without the little black lines on that.
Here we are with another like genderless, sexless, toothless Hallmark Halloween commercial. Like it's like a ditto. If you know, everybody knows here what Pokemon are. Like this commercial is a ditto. It could possibly be something else, but right now it's just like an amorphous pink blob.
Isn't that just the clitoris?
But that has a purpose. Like that appeals to a very specific pattern. This is like, what are we doing here? It's just like, we're all just sort of like goofily, like everybody in this town is like a principal secretary or like, a receptionist at a dealership somewhere. And they all just go like, oh, hey, Karen, how was your weekend? Oh, Halloween's coming up. Like everybody in this town is just neutered.
Or alive, be an original this Halloween and find yourself at home.
Like this guy. Like that guy. You think he's getting on the regs? No.
And at participating Hallmark
Isn't that the guy who survived Friday Part 2?
I want to say, yeah. Like I just saw him in a bunch of stuff. He was, it's crazy that we see him in so many Halloween flavored, I'll say, commercials, because he was like a lot of cannon fodder in a lot of horror movies too. So that is crazy.
Spooky soundscape, full of creepy sounds and Halloween theme songs. $1.95 with any $5 Hallmark purchase. Only at participating Hallmark stores. It's a scream.
I wish it had shipping and handling. It makes it better.
We've unearthed new thrills and added even more fun. Whoa! It's our Halloween party for the whole family, featuring creepy, crawly pets, a haunted mansion, frighteningly fun shows, plus heart-pounding rides on these.
God bless Six Flags for trying, but I don't think anyone's going to hold a candle to Universal Studios. And I understand Knott's Berry Farm puts on a pretty solid Halloween affair, but I mean, I don't know. It feels like a 7-year-old coming off of like his T-ball team to like try out for the Mets. Like, come on. What's up, Brick Newton?
I mean, if he's trying out for the Mets, he probably has a good chance.
I mean, it's nepotism at that point, right? They're just humoring him is what I'm getting. Like, there's no fucking way. Like, this is like Six Flags goes, hey, let's try some Halloween shit. And like, I don't know. It's like, okay, like when, what was it? When Buckle moved in, like you're an American Dad fan, I imagine. Like when Buckle moved in and ruined Stan's Halloween because he was like an Imagineer at Disney. Like
Can I tell you something?
So what's that?
I do not like any Seth MacFarlane show.
I mean, I can't hold that against
I don't like
you.
any of them.
I can't hold that against you. But American Dad tickles the edge of my competency with him.
October days and nights, so don't just creep in. Hurry to Fright Fest at Six Flags Magic Mountain. So much.
Typically, it would just creep on in.
For the first time ever, pay just $20 for Six Flags admission with coupons from Jack in the Box restaurants.
This Halloween, give the safe treat.
Thank you.
That helps treat the disabled.
Thank you.
Give Easter Seal safe Halloween coupons.
Thank you.
Good for special treats at local stores and restaurants.
Thank you.
This
Give
is
Easter
so
Seal
like,
safe
God
Halloween
damn,
coupons.
man.
Thank you.
And give the treat that gives.
Why do commercials for charity have to be depressing? Like, is there some unwritten rule? Like, if you're the guy with the beard telling you that you could help a starving child in Africa for the price of a cup of coffee a day, or like this guy, kicking Halloween squarely in the dick with this depressing commercial. Can't you be like, hey, good news? Like, sell it as a positive. Be like, yeah, like, let's all get together and do charity, not just like they're all very grateful, but it's all just so maudlin. Like the room in a or like the air in a room in like, if you ever had a relative on like life support, like everybody's trying to like have that gallows humor.
Yep.
It's just easier to guilt trip people into doing what you want.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I go, I don't want to watch. Like I will change channels to get away from this vibe, because you go like, I'm a terrible person. I don't need to be reminded of it. Like, how about be like, hey man, all the hip cool kid, like give it a Buzz Cola sort of appeal, and be like, yeah, fucking, rock your socks off and donate to the American way. No,
it needed the treatment that those Rock the Vote commercials from MTV back then had.
Yeah, like, or a vote or die, or do like what they're kind of what they're doing today, where they're saying, well, they're going to release how you vote.
Yeah,
so
the public's going to know what you're voting for.
Yeah, like anything, any gimmick.
No one's going to actually care.
Right. Seriously. But like, seriously, I'm taking any gimmick over just like, hey, hooray, like it's a depressing gift that reminds you of a really sad commercial.
Use treatment.
Thank you.
Safe Halloween booklets are now available at these fine stores. Support a safe Halloween for children everywhere.
A donut in.
Donut in? Oh, okay, we have the same idea.
Never in a million years have I heard of nor seen a donut in.
No.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Donut go in.
But you can't beat me to the sweet taste of nuts and honey. Oh, I bet I can.
It's a race for the taste of Honey Nut Cheerios.
Part of this complete breakfast.
I win. Yeah, but losing.
Something has struck me that I don't, maybe I should like pat humanity in the back for, but like, of all the Addams Family alum, like Wednesday has often been the favorite. Like, I don't know why that is, but like she's always like in like this sort of situation, or like now, especially that's hitting, like the Wednesday Addams of it all. And she hasn't been like grossly portrayed for like all the horn dogs out there. At least I haven't seen it come across my feed.
Of, right?
Like, but that's the thing. Since it seems like everything I know of, I've seen a grossified version of, and not by like virtue of me seeking it. Like it just happens on some gross Facebook feed or Instagram or X or Twitter or whatever. Like gross shit just sort of permeates society. And I've not seen Wednesday Addams. Like, is there a reverence, do you think? Am I crazy?
I just think you haven't seen it yet.
I'm sure it exists. That's the thing.
Positive.
I'm absolutely positive it exists. I just don't think it exists in as big a. Maybe it's like the niche quality aspect of it. It's like the Elvira effect. Like she's a hot chick with super huge boobs, but since she's a Halloween themed one, she's not like a Yasmin Bleeth where you're popping a boner year round. Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there.
Seasonal boner.
Yeah. So maybe like no one's getting horned up over Wednesday because like she's only around, now that Addams Family is off, like she's typically comes around Halloween time, and maybe there's a reverence or like I don't know. Food for thought, guys.
Never tasted so sweet.
So where's the bee? You can look real hard and he'll magically appear in these 3D pictures on the back of marked boxes of Honey Nut Cheerios.
I'm so glad that this trend is over. All the goddamn 3D pictures and books and calendars and cereal boxes. I will tell you right now, I have never seen anything pop out of any pattern in my goddamn life, and everyone who has feels like a liar to me.
I have nowhere to say anything.
I've looked at a few, and I never understood like what I'm supposed to be looking at ever.
Like, like growing up, no gimmick ever hit because like it would cost money or this or that. Like there was always some bullshit reason not to enjoy life. But like this, like the 3D picture book for whatever, like grabbed my family by the balls, and we must have had like 6, 8 of them. And that 20, 30 pages of nothing but just a single picture on each page that you would just sit and stare at and hope something would happen.
I think
never got a thing.
I think my grandparents had one, but I with my vision problems, I can't see any of that. Regardless, even if it like
I've got
was
the
a
eyes
real
of an
thing,
eagle and it doesn't
right?
work. So there you go.
Yeah. So Yeah. I got nothing.
It's such bullshit. The moral of the story is I'm glad that died. I'm glad fingerboards are still around. I'm glad this is dead.
I cannot believe fingerboards are still around.
Fingerboards will last forever.
They're great if you're into skate graphics but don't want to pay for a real skateboard.
Hell yeah, they found a tech deck in King Tut's tomb. Been around forever. Okay, when we get to the end of this commercial, I need to get your opinion on this, FTO.
What? No dip?
Yeah, exactly. So would you expect a dip with Doritos?
No.
Personally, no. But
Yeah,
I know
no,
a lot of people do dip their Doritos in like sour cream and onion or something like that.
But that's there because someone brought potato chips. Somebody brought like regular corn chips. Like no, you don't bring Doritos to the party. I've never heard anybody. Dracula is the only person ever anywhere that said, "What? No dip for Doritos, dude? My dude.
The only
stick to blood."
That's just Frito-Lay trying to sell their nacho cheese dip.
Exactly.
Why not have that? Why not be like, hey, you got the Pepsi. Obviously, you got the fucking truck. There was 2 bags of Doritos in the truck for some reason. Why not be like when he opens the door, he goes, oh, good, you brought the dip. Instead of being like, hey, Frankenstein's monster, get your ass back out there on the street.
And carry another truck.
Seriously. Yeah. And you think he's going to find like a queso cheese dip truck? I don't think they exist.
What? No dip?
Fuck you, Dracula.
For a really great Halloween, pick up tons of Pepsi and Doritos.
I do too.
Kids, come meet your new sitter.
Oh my god.
Looks like a good time.
Large Marge.
To check out Burger King.
Kid Vid.
Yeah!
Kidnapping.
Can you name any of the Burger King Kids Club FDO?
Eeny, meeny, miny, and mo.
Terrible.
I know there was one in a wheelchair.
Yeah, there was Wheels, Kid Vid, Lingo, Sporty Spice, Whopper,
Baby Spice.
Yeah, like
Sporty Spice,
Dog Spice.
Ice Spiced.
They had everything. They had the redhead, the wheelchair kid, the black kid, the vid kid,
Left Eye Lopez.
They had the Lingo was the newest edition. He was like the Hispanic kid, and they called him Lingo because he knew a different language because that's exotic.
Yeah, I only know of them because I had 2 of the TMNT Burger King Kids Club VHS tapes.
Yeah. And that's the thing. They went the way of like the Cinnamon Toast
Dodo.
Crunches. Not even the Dodo. They got winnowed down to 1 because there was like the whole clusterfuck of them, and they got winnowed down to Kid Vid.
Yeah.
Because by the end, he was just a guy with like super extreme sunglasses and a remote can manipulate reality. So what do you need the wheelchair kid for?
Yeah.
Nice costume. I'm so scared.
Universal Studios monsters are on the loose. You can
You
get one
suck!
$1 sticker inside every Kids Club meal at Burger King.
Really nice costume.
Look at all those few monsters they had.
Great food, cool
Whoa,
stuff,
all
kids
4
only.
of them. It does feel like 4 used to be enough, right? They had the Mount Rushmore of monsters. You had the Mummy, Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, and the Wolfman.
Mm-hmm.
And like latter day, like all the way up to like the Leech Woman is like considered one of the last Universal monsters. And I go, the Leech Woman,
like the puppet?
No, not from
Isn't the
Puppet
last
Master.
one? What's that movie called? The Island or something? I forgot what it. They riffed it on MST3K. I remember that.
I swear, I thought it was the Leech Woman was the last like quote unquote Universal monster picture, but that's the thing. Like by then, the concept is so yoked out. It went from like what I felt like as a kid with 150 Pokemon, we were like, this is the perfect amount. To cut to the future in 20 years, and that orifice is blown so far open that you won't even ever have to worry about seeing an edge.
Don't just ask for a light. Bartender, please, give me light.
Bloody Mary, bleh.
Bud Light, because everything else is just a light.
Dracula roll into the bar at 10 a.m.? How do you get there?
Spooky cookies, just
roll out Pillsbury sugar cookies.
It was in Alaska when the sun doesn't come up.
Oh, there you go.
But then, okay, great, perfect excuse, right? Except for the thing is, the reality of the situation is he said light and they opened a window. They didn't turn on a light. So if he's in Alaska where the sun doesn't come up, what the fuck are we doing here?
He had an underground tunnel.
Aurora Borealis, at this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely right outside your bar?
Yes.
Or maybe it was a from dusk till dawn situation.
But that's the thing. What's Dracula? I mean, listen, the questions are endless. It's like the Cars universe. There's no answers.
Much fun there.
Gary!
How many tubes of cookie dough did you eat, like,
Raw?
growing up, FTO? Is that something you partook in?
I was a fat kid, so yes. We didn't get the tubes though. We got like those shitty little cubes.
Oh, they were like on the cardboard already, and you just stick it onto the.
Oh, yeah. That was like maybe what set them apart, because it was Toll House who had like the cubes, and Pillsbury that had like the dog food tubes of slop. Oh my god!
Yeah, we even got the Pillsbury with the logos on them.
Yeah,
the little Halloween or Christmas logos.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'd eat them shits too.
Yeah, Jesus Christ! Like the amount of money they got from me, and the amount of God knows like how many raw eggs or whatever I just ate. Like I would just eat it like a summer sausage, like I was Jimmy Dean for cookies. Fucking delicious. I appreciate Corona for like doing their thing, but not changing their vibe.
It reminds me of that Club Dread.
Yeah. Totally. And then when I saw this commercial IRL when it was like live, I go, well, what the fuck? Like, what we're seeing here doesn't match. Like, he stabbed the shit out of a lime. There's juice everywhere. And he's got a slice that is incompatible with what we are seeing has been done to that lime.
Yeah. On that side.
You think he blew out its asshole?
Yeah.
All right. That's why he's smiling?
Yep.
I was helping my client find her Halloween.
Oh, hell yeah, Frank
party.
Drebin.
Let's try this trap door.
Oh, God.
No Coors Light party here. It's behind that panel.
I love this style of humor so much.
I do too, but this feels like so... Like, it's a sliding scale, right? You've got, on the one, like, let's say the 10s are your Naked Guns, your police squads, and etc. And, like, all the way to, like, latter-day Leslie Nielsen that still did the same sort of shtick, but were fucking terrible, like, superhero movie, or... I felt so bad for Leslie Nielsen. Because when you're a comedy actor, it's the exact opposite of, like, Vincent Price. You get to be classy your entire life, whereas like by the end, Leslie Nielsen was just like so sad.
The thing about Leslie Nielsen is that I actually like him in superhero movie. Are the jokes stupid? Yeah, of course. But it's one of those things where Leslie Nielsen can pull that off because he's a grade A actor.
Right. And maybe I'm being like pejorative, because like that's the thing, in whatever he is, he still brings his A game, but he's still subject to like the writing and direction. So no matter what, he's doing his best. But I go just like, yo, like this is where we're at with this. It just felt like so. Like I remember he was, you catch disparagements when you see certain things happening, but I remember him being on like a local Arizona like DMV commercial. Like they dressed him up as like Mr. Magoo with like driving goggles and shit, and they had him like in the DMV that I went to, and I go, is it that bad? Poor fucking Leslie.
Airplane is Brick's favorite movie.
It's great. It's a great movie.
It isn't Halloween without the silver bullet.
It even has like a quick shot, and I relish this too. Just for no reason, a woman runs across the screen bare chested.
I knew you were going to mention it.
Hell yeah,
I knew that's what you were going to bring up.
What? That's number one. Number two is the jive talk scene. I'll take those in that order, please and thank you.
You ever been to a Turkish
Designated
prison?
driver? Good.
Is it a grown man naked, Billy?
Hi there, I'm Dumpy the
Oh,
Pumpkin.
great. Dumpy the ball sack.
I like when they pull out Roger from his seat and he's wearing his basketball, his Kareem Abdul shorts and shoes.
Yeah, god damn it. What a great movie. And the drinking problem, and you know, this isn't this. I mean,
Yeah.
it's same sort of vein, but like Top Secret is one of those movies too that's like maybe gets left out because
They got Peter Cushing in that movie.
Yes, it's got Peter Cushing and Val Kilmer, like one of my favorite unironic actors. Like
That was like his first or second movie.
Yes, and
if I'm
he
not
like
mistaken.
sang all of his own songs, like that we would see him do again for like the Doors biopic. It was insane.
I gotta mention an elephant in the room.
Sure.
Where is Ryan?
Got me. Maybe, you know, sometimes people just fall off. If you ever been to a Turkish prison. Yeah, Val Kilmer. Yes, I'm saying Val Kilmer, Top Secret. Anything Val Kilmer I'll watch. Holy shit. Even the latter day stuff.
What about Island of Dr. Moreau?
Even that. Like, I won't enjoy it as much as like some of like Twixt or the not the Traveler, but like the Stranger. I think some of his latter day stuff is great too. But you know, his early stuff, his latter day stuff, I'll take any of it. I think when he's mincing around Dr. Moreau's island in that like serape and he's like biting a flower, I love it. I fucking love it.
Vima's unique alcohol beverage. Not like beer. Hey, Bob, are you 21?
The cow scene?
Wine. No. So keep a fridge
Yeah, the
full
cow
of
scene is
Vima.
hilarious.
For all
And the guy
your
falling
sports
off of the castle and he breaks like
his glass.
ceramic. Love it.
Or the train scene when it's revealed that they're the ones moving the platform.
Yeah. Oh,
instead of
yeah.
the
Like,
train moving.
that movie is nonstop hilarious. Watch it if you haven't. You have, I know.
I think the
Little
first half
Sitting-
is stronger than the second half. But
Yeah, but most movies, I mean, you can't escape that sometimes. What was this guy? What was Joe Piscopo in with Treat Wilson again? Treat Williams again? Dead Heat, I want to say. Maybe not. Worth a watch because it's got Vincent Price in it too.
On Halloween, reach for the less filling beer that tastes
even the zombies are like, yeah, I don't want this shit.
Get this out of here. Joe Piscopo is one of those like comedy dudes who got like super big muscles latter day, and it was weird.
To be a howling success. What? You don't believe me? What do you need, like a sign from above?
Be sure to visit this display wherever you buy Coors Light.
And it's just perfect for when friends drop in. See what I mean?
I love commercials or any sort of media where I look at it and I go, I could do that. Because it makes it feel accessible, right? Like this commercial in particular, when she's standing there in front of the beer display and all those dummies fall in and they just cut to a bunch of people standing. Like, that's the type of shit I would have done on my other show, like on Raiders of the Lost Genre, because it's accessible to the everyman and I fucking think it's hilarious.
There's that commercial that made Krista uncomfortable.
It's classic, though.
Introducing Spooky Goop, horrifying monster makeup you make up at home. Spooky Goop's bubbling.
My
lizard
only
lips,
problem with this
backbones, and
commercial, as I see it over and over again, is like, why did they skip the neck? Like, he's got a green, lumpy oatmeal face and then just like a crazy, normal kid neck. Like,
a monster out of you.
Now that's the face no mother could love.
see, doesn't that like break the fourth wall for you just a little? Crazy or scary good quality, right? Craftsman.
There's a craftsman
in all of us.
We'll get him out.
That's just a Terminator, you guys.
Nick at Night wants to hear you scream. Every night this week, Nick at Night unearths the most squeamish, Halloweenish episodes.
Yeah, some of the scariest media known to man, from Family Matters to Home Improvement.
George Lopez show.
Yeah, scary, guys. Buckle up.
For years, I've haunted the antique
Be prepared
shops
to hear War's Lowrider over and over again.
Hell yeah. Oh my God. Like, that song was just on, like, when Carlos Mencia and George Lopez and, like, that whole Latin wave was sort of taking America. Like, we've had many waves like that. With the Australians, we had an Australian wave. We had like a J-pop and we had a K-pop and we've got all these different waves. When that Latino wave was cresting, I was so fucking tired of Lowrider. I never want to hear that song again. Just because it was literally everywhere you turned.
of Europe, searching for antiques to breathe life into the rooms of my own home. At last, here at the Antique Guild, I've found the largest selection of antiques at frightfully reasonable prices, arranged in beautiful room settings. Antique hunting is no longer an endless search through back alleys and dusty shops. You'll find true value at the Antique Guild, prices that won't scare you.
Man, Vincent Price is the man.
Like, I'm saying, like,
again, a grade A actor can sell you bullshit, and you'll probably go buy it.
I'm saying, like, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This even proves it. That commercial didn't even have a spooky atmosphere, right? Like the Polaroid commercial, they at least had a fog machine and they had like a lightning sort of strobe going on. That was fucking totally absent here. They just had some like tinkling piano music and he's walking around being like, oh, you want to buy a dinette set? And I still go, yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the New
probably
Zealand...
probably like a very close second behind Boris as like my favorite actor.
Oh yeah, and thank God too, because like Boris was one of those people who was able to maintain at least a little bit of his former glory, like Lon Chaney Jr., Bela Lugosi. They just sort of, yikes. Yeah.
Well, Lon Chaney died before, like, early.
Oh right, yeah, but like I was mostly his son, like Lon Chaney Jr. Like his latter day stuff was just like
his last movie was like some weird Frankenstein versus Dracula something where the Frankenstein monster looks like a potato.
Yeah, he was playing minor roles, like he was like the Igor character or something like that. But yes,
what was that movie with the giant lizards? He makes the plane crash.
Oh yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Well, he was in. What was that one like with the gators, right? Because he's got the hook hand. Was it the alligator where they turned the dude into an alligator? Alligator Man? Something. Whatever.
Casper the friendly ghost here for Target. This is the place for Halloween.
Guys, he's friendly. He's been saying that for 70 years.
Maybe it's me who's scaring them. It sure can't be the prices.
Yeah, he's Casper, but not the one with AIDS.
2 for $3, Tootsie Rolls and Tootsie Pops.
Still overpriced.
That's a kid's reference. You ever seen that?
Remember, shop Target before Halloween vanishes.
Killer outfit. Too bad the nightlife sucks. Dracula returns.
So that's an N64 game.
Nintendo 64 from Konami.
Yikes.
My little goblins will be out long after dark.
Let me goblet up candy.
See you kids, we're off to make another one of you.
Yeah, seriously, like the older sister is there too, signing off on this. She's like, I survived, you can do it.
But you can get up to 5 times more use from
It's the meth head behind Casper? Oh, it's that. Okay, that's the problem. Casper, you know, he's too friendly sometimes. He's got to leave the meth heads out on the street.
The copper top battery. No regular battery looks like it.
Or lasts like it.
They could have called it the copper topper.
My favorite.
You know, you live and you learn.
I give my friends something special. Nestle bars.
And some people never
real
learn.
Milk chocolate. And in the spirit of the season, here's what Nestle is doing for me. You get $1 refund with every 2 specially marked Nestle mini bags.
This is what would happen if they didn't get the abnormal brain.
Yeah, he's just like a charismatic spokesperson with a terrible dry look haircut.
Yeah.
All right, I'll buy that.
Oh yeah, that's what they look like. Yeah.
At every specially marked
Looks like Vadinho.
There are my friends now. You scared me.
Up yours, Frankenstein. Give us the chocolate.
There's an odd, unexplainable phenomenon haunting Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut hasn't been born yet, or maybe this is after him?
To eat their pizza the wrong way? No, it's new stuffed crust pizza with a ring of cheese baked in the edge of a totally new, thinner crust.
Did you enjoy stuffed crust pizza, FDO?
No.
Copper Topper is a BJ for a ginger. Not from a ginger, because I would say the copper, it'd be on top of my, that we can get into it later. You never had the stuffed crust pizza?
I've had it. I don't really like it, though.
I don't either. I wonder, why is that? It felt like it was going to be such a layup, but when I took my first bite, like, I don't know, is it because the mozzarella in there is off or artificial or not seasoned correctly or undersalted? It just felt like an underwhelming experience that not even Casper himself could save.
It's two things for me. One, the crust on the edge, obviously, they usually don't cover it in any sort of, garlic butter or anything that actually gives it flavor. It's just dry bread. And then the mozzarella inside almost feels like the cheap sticks, like cheese stick tubes.
It felt like so lackluster. Like the advertising made it seem like, it was finally like the one thing that everybody likes to say is like the greatest thing since sliced bread, because that's like mankind's like ultimate achievement. But like putting cheese in a crust is like taking sliced bread and like making the shittiest part, according to most, the best part. But they failed. So for me,
do you remember when they put hot dogs in it?
Oh God, seriously?
Yeah.
Fast food people can't do hot dogs. Every time Burger King tries it, I give them a go and I go, you still don't have it, because I don't know why burgers are fast food friendly, but hot dogs are just ethereal. Like they slip through the hands of even the royalist of fast food mascots. I don't know, man. It's weird.
And with a large just $9.99, every living person will be eating it the wrong way, crust first.
Living person.
Fuck dead people.
Fuck you, dead people.
Well, they're eating. They're dead. They're eating.
And they're eating like fleshies. There it is, Purina.
O's and ghosts. Tastes real good. Marshmallow
fruit
flavored O's. Ghostbusters.
Like that looks just like the Ninja Turtles box. It looks just like even though all the graphics and the coloring is different, it feels, looks, and I don't know if you can smell it. It probably smells exactly like all the cereals that they produced.
I'm sure.
It was, what a crazy time to be alive. I don't keep up with children's cereal nowadays. Is it as crazy as it was? Because I felt like every time you sneezed, there was another IP releasing a cereal through Purina or whatever.
Ralston.
Yeah, that's not like. I feel like we
Ralston pretty much did all those licensed cereals back then.
And what a layup too. Like there's General Mills, like all these like Kellogg's, all these huge companies exist, and Ralston got all these contracts. It feels like the LJN of the cereal world. Crazy.
Man, we're getting a bunch of ghost ones.
Ghosts are scary, and it's Halloween.
Oh, Nickelodeon.
Solar Gak.
Yeah.
Why is it that my brain still, to this day, maybe not every time, but like 70% of the time when I hear the word Nickelodeon, my mind fills it in with that singing puddle of smud, and it says Solar Gak. You guys remember when they had Gak and smud and all that shit?
Mm-hmm.
What a time to be alive. Toxic goo is everywhere. Microplastics weren't a concern.
Happy Halloween from the first kids
Darn.
There's nothing in the dark that isn't there in the light. Or is there?
Bats, maybe.
Send him the postcard. You practiced for weeks.
Trick or treat.
Now it's time for
Trick or treat.
Nick's calling 2,500 kids all this week during the ozone and all morning on Halloween.
I kind of miss this sort of shit, like the whole KBBL is going to give me something stupid sort of shit, where like a network. Anytime a network got people to do things in real life, but that was predating the internet. Like when Fox had you go to 7-Eleven to get the 3D glasses for their Halloween extravaganza for The Simpsons and everything. When you had to like burn calories to get an augmented experience, or like you could be subject to like a phone call where like you can embarrass yourself by being like, Nick's gonna give me All Real Monsters on VHS, and it's your grandma, and you go like, stop tying up the phone, and you hang up on her. Like nobody does that shit anymore. But like again, the streaming services and everything, like every venue has like so fractured. What would be the odds that like if Netflix were like, hey, we're gonna call 2,500 people, what are the odds?
And you'll win a glow-in-the-dark Nick t-shirt, $5 in gift certificates to McDonald's, and a package of Amazing Fruit gummy bears.
Worst
It
gummy
doesn't
bear
care how
ever.
you sit, what you wear, who you scare. Just make sure you answer.
Trick or treat. Trick or treat.
Trick or treat. Brought to you by
The gummy bear hierarchy really quick. Heidi,
What was that
R.I.P.
McDonald's logo?
Say what?
What was that McDonald's logo? I've never seen that one.
Oh man, the 90s were insane, my dude. You gotta there's some
like the
things.
jazz stripe.
Well, it's kind of like how do you like the Jolly like the black skull and crossbones flag? Like we tend to think there was one pirate flag, but there was like a zillion, or like the stars and bars for the Confederacy, even though there's a million. Like McDonald's had so many like logo changes through just the 90s. Like some lasted merely weeks.
It lasted less than their food does when you leave it out.
Right, because that guy has a cheeseburger from 26 years ago in his jacket pocket.
I'm just waiting for him to eat it.
I miss Alex Mack, kind of.
Man, Hey Arnold's so good.
That was like right outside my age bracket.
Yeah, it was late 90s when it dropped.
Yeah, I was already trying to get dial-up internet porn. Hey Arnold was off my radar. Girl toys.
First, Sabrina's Halloween party raises the dead. That's not as scary as this.
I'm just practicing.
And then something really scary.
wrote for
Another
Sabrina.
Blair Witch parody.
None of this is my fault.
All new Hughley's Horror right after all new Spooky Sabrina on TGIF.
The night before
I don't
Halloween.
think I ever watched the Hughleys. Like I always watched Sabrina.
Yeah,
And then
I wasn't a huge fan of Daryl Hughley. But like, oh my god, the yoked out like flashlight in the face from the Blair Witch. Like you know you've hit it big when you're so fucking tired of oh god damn. Like you know, the guys who made Blair Witch did not expect it to blow up as big as it did. But like I don't ever want to be in that situation where you're like so famous that people who have never seen your product don't want to because they've already seen it 8,000 times. Like I've seen up so many people's fucking noses via a flashlight and steady like nose cam. I don't ever want to watch that movie.
No.
And Matrix parodies with the bullet time.
Dear God. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Like some things.
That went on until like the 2010s. Like that just kept going.
Yeah, that's the problem. Sometimes the thing that comes along is legitimately so cool that it's all of its orifices just get blown out. Like Rick and Morty, I feel like is one of those things, no matter how you feel about it. When it came along, underappreciated, went under the radar, smartly written, and then like everybody and their fucking dog decided they were a genius because they knew about Rick and Morty, and like it's got yoked.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Where's the Szechuan sauce?
Yeah, exactly.
Cartoon Network was hosting.
Everything just becomes a meme. Like you can't just be like good. Like once you get discovered, you have to be like big and also like memeable and exploitable and like repeatable and annoying. It's why I don't like fucking Monty Python fans, because the Knights Who Say Knee and all the flesh wound shit, like, yeah, I get it. We've all seen the movie. I don't want to fucking say the same words to the same people all the fucking time. That's just me, though.
I love Monty Python, but I've never been one of those weird nerds that revolve their life around it.
And that's the thing. I don't want the fandom for a thing to like retroactively destroy it for me. Like, there are some things I'll never get into because the fandom exists. I found Monty Python before I found Monty Python fans, and I don't want them to crowbar my ass out of something I enjoy because I just don't want to let anybody know I enjoy it.
Yep. I've never seen it.
I don't even bother at this point.
I mean, I pretty much know all the good parts because of all the people that have.
Krista is so sheltered. She hasn't seen a lot of stuff. Even though most of her family are nerds, like a lot of nerd shit she just missed.
You got Halloween.
Yeah.
My wife's the same way.
It's weird. You just sort of live in that bubble.
Because my mom's not like her brother. My uncles are all the nerds. My mom was not, and
right,
is
but
not.
You had access to it. Like one of her uncles was like, came to visit, and he's wearing like a Whalen Yutani shirt, and he's like, you know what this is from, right? I felt insulted that he asked me. Like it was like a test.
My mom probably wouldn't.
A test that was so laughably easy. I thought, how dare you even? Like, hello?
With incredible tunes you wouldn't believe. Halloween is Grinch night starting at 8. Jetson's Haunted Halloween on that very
There's a lot of Grinch cartoons, apparently.
That Halloween Grinch night, we watched it, sucked. Be real.
That's the thing. Like, Garfield has Halloween and Christmas because he's not a holiday rather centered character, so he can do that sort of thing. The Grinch is like, it's the Grinch who stole Christmas. Then he can't like show his head again at Halloween and be like, what, you hate this too? Like, dude, what don't you hate?
Halloween bash at Wayne Manor. Can I help you?
We're here for the Haunted House Halloween bash.
What are your names?
Jessie.
Oh, it's Old Wayne.
Sorry, you're not on the guest list.
What? Didn't you RSVP?
No, I thought you RSVP'd.
I'm gonna miss this party because of you, lame brains.
Okay, really quick. If you RSVP, the inference I'm getting from didn't you RSVP, meaning respond, s'il vous plaît. If you're not on the guest list, were you not invited? Or if you didn't respond, were you not put on the guest list? Were there two lists?
The one that
Bruce? Comment? Like, this feels like an unnecessarily rich guy dick move, right, guys?
Kind of.
Am I out of touch?
Oh, dear.
The Haunted House Halloween bash
I mean, not that I would let Team Rocket anywhere near my shit.
continues with Sylvester and Tweety.
These dudes suck.
Oh, we're here for the party.
Don't even try it.
Wait a minute.
Juicy Juice commercial.
The master of kid suspense.
I hate how anything being drunk, no matter how full the container, needs to have the sound of like air bubbles getting slurped up into that dumbass face.
Also, is this his house? Why are you so scared?
It's a good question.
Why are
it
you
looks
so nervous?
a little dilapidated. Like, maybe he's like, I don't know. Like, that's the thing. You can't kink shame anymore. Maybe he likes to, like, he's an urban explorer who like brings a box of Juicy Juice and, burns one down all, starting a fire in the wild.
R.L. Stein brings your favorite books to life in an all.
Yeah, look at this. He's like sneaking into a haunted house to drink a snack pack.
Fox Kids television series. Things are not always what they appear to be.
You left that milk and cookies for Halloween Santa. And look how much juice is still in that package.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he drank so much, but he still has like a full carton left.
And he was sucking air the whole time.
Goosebumps premiering
That's the Goosebumps Fox Kids money shot. They had to later censor that.
Oh,
on Fox Kids. Watch it with a friend.
Premieres November 3rd, so after Halloween.
Oh yeah, what? Yeah, where did that person come from? Maybe he's
that
like
weird little white girl.
No, here's the thing. He is a mogwai, and he got water on him via the juice, and he reproduced by budding. The little girl popped out. He is now scared and he's hugging her. The end.
I'm impressed that this little black boy produced a little white girl somehow.
Hey, you
How
know,
did that work?
Gizmo had nothing but brown and white, but he produced Mogwais that had black in them. So, you know, the gene is there. DNA, we're all just people, FDO.
You know, it's the strangest thing. Everybody's wild about new scratch and sniff stickers.
Yeah, classic. You guys love Peter Lorre impressions, right, kids?
Oh, absolutely.
To take home these cuddly pumpkin beanbags. And these party decorations are so popular, they seem to just disappear.
Man.
So come to Hallmark, the Halloween store. We're waiting for you.
You're not scary, you're interesting, you're sexy, but...
We're waiting for you to come with your grandma.
grandmother buys her greeting cards here,
Ew,
so...
I would never come with my grandma. That's gross.
Its biggest Halloween party is coming to
That was a different time, FDO. Don't judge.
Six Flags Great Adventure. Friday night, Saturday,
Like 100 years ago, like, you know, you get married at 12. I love that fucking argument from Creeps. Well, 100 years ago, 100 years ago, you'd have to dig a hole to shit in. You want to go back to that? No.
Sundays, October 15th through Halloween weekend.
Scratch and sniff rather still exists, Brick. Like, as long as children exist going through like preschool to second grade, they'll exist. Like, my kid is going to start bringing that sort of shit home, and like scented markers.
Oh yeah.
Visit a park that's bigger than Disneyland. An experience fest.
Oh, it's scary fun for the whole family.
Terrible trolls, ghastly ghouls, and goblins. Experience Batman the Ride. Starting October 15th through Halloween weekend. Fright Fest at Six Flags Great Adventure. There's nothing like it on Earth. Get these great Fright Fest savings with special coupons at participating Roy Rogers.
What?
I find it interesting that they had a Batman coinciding with that, because no Batman movie had been out for 2 years at that point.
But they had to push the ride. Like, that was what was the newest thing at Six Flags, right? Like, the Riddler, that thing wasn't going to be whatever, a decade away. Like the Green Lantern thing, like that was the freshest shit going, right? What are they going to push? Like the Colossus? Be like, hey, who wants to ride a 70-year-old wooden roller coaster like your grandparents used to?
You can come with your grandparents.
This is like, this commercial always put me in mind of like, if the Crypt Keepers,
it looks like Tales from the Crypt.
Yes, yeah. Like if the Crypt Keepers house like had a baby with like Eureka's castle, so like most of the scary went away.
The camera's almost moving like a one of those point and click games.
Exactly, too. Yeah, like that's so like.
Oh man.
There's a lot of shit happening.
Oh man, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, just be like that Diet Coke ghost.
Presenting the Casper Ghost Hunt sweepstakes at Comfort Inn. If you find Casper's uncle...
Casper.
Oh, it was... I mean, that's the thing. Like, what other... like, property could be... Like, what other Halloween properties I'm getting at? Like, you got Dennis the Menace, Richie Rich, all those old-timey reboots that were happening around that time. Like, Casper's the only one you're going to lean into on Halloween. What I'm actually surprised is we're not seeing a lot of Hocus Pocus commercials, but I don't know how much or how hard that was pushed because
it wasn't.
It wasn't? Okay, so that makes sense because now it just feels like with the benefit of hindsight, all these like 40-year-old women are going like, wasn't it the best movie ever? And I go, I lived through it. No one was talking about that shit. Like...
Yeah, Hocus Pocus was one of those movies that, like, it didn't really do good at the box office.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that over the years, people would watch it at home.
It became a cult classic.
Yeah.
It's not like Nightmare Before Christmas where, like, every goth kid creamed their fucking Jinko jeans the second it hit theaters. Like, Hocus Pocus is a slow burn. But I don't know why, like, Casper got so much. Like, it wasn't a Disney thing. Is this a Universal? It's got to be Universal, right? But like, what the fuck, Casper?
Yeah, I think so.
Like 70-year-old properties.
Way to go, Bone Bag! You'll win one of thousands of prizes, like trips to Universal Studios Hollywood.
Really quick, two things confuse me about ghosts. when you become a ghost, you either become so divorced from the human form, like a Ghostbusters ghost, where you're like essentially just a monster, or you immediately turn on your own, like these guys did. Like they've been dead for less than 100 years, and they're like, you have no love for the human shape you once had. You used to call people bone bags? What's going on with that shit?
Hollywood and Florida. Find Casper and win the grand.
Like, imagine if you woke up one day, or like through some sort of mad science, you changed races. Like, say you went from white to black. Like, you woke up one day and you look like Alfonso. You look like Alfonso Rivera or whatever. And you go, oh my gosh.
Oh, that'd be unfortunate.
Right? Or whoever. Pick your poison. But like, at what point do you go, like, can I start saying the N-word? Or does that even cross your mind? But with a ghost, he's just like immediate, like bone bags. I don't know. That's probably not as analogous to the N-word, but it's got to be close. Right?
That's literally the plot to Watermelon Man. If you ever seen that.
Oh my God. I've not seen it. I know of it though. So yeah.
Grand prize.
Hi, I'm Casper.
$250,000. Play the Casper Ghost Hunt Sweepstakes this summer at Comfort.
I feel like, FDO, you've seen Casper?
Long time ago.
Me too. I want to say, like, he addresses how he died with Christina Ricci, and it felt like it should have more impact. Like, you should feel bad that a child died early, but, like, he's just like, so I died. But, don't worry about it. It's kind of cool, I guess.
James says, you just turned black and you can't switch back. Well, you gotta go and find out the rules.
Seriously, like, you walk around. I would call any of the black people I know and they go, what can I do?
I just looked it up. It says that Casper died from pneumonia after being in the snow for too long.
What the fuck? I wonder if there's any validity to the, like, Lisa's theory, or maybe it was Bart's theory that, like, Richie Rich is, or Casper is Richie Rich's ghost.
I've seen that.
Right?
On All Hallows Eve, the journey begins.
Don't tell me we've time traveled again.
As three sisters visit their family tree 300 years ago.
Who do you think we are? The most powerful good witches of all time. Okay, Lucky.
Imagine being in the position where you go, did we time travel again? Gosh darn it.
Use your power! We don't have any!
Now, to save their heritage,
Witch!
they must overcome the past.
Hang them all!
A charmed Halloween.
If I ever have access to a time machine, I'm only going as far back as indoor plumbing. That's it.
Now, when we push you off this cliff, if you are a witch, you'll come back here on this broom, fly back to us, and accept your punishment. But if you are not a witch, you'll accept your death, your honorable Christian death.
Yeah.
Who came up with those rules, by the way? Like, no matter what, it's like, guess what? Okay, so here's the thing. You might be a witch. We're going to put you in some water, and if you drown, you were human and sorry about it, mulligan for the town. If you float, we'll pull you out, we'll burn you alive. Or you can do like that crazy...
The Monty Python with the goose egg.
or like, there was one that was insane. It's like they would get a cauldron of like coals or boiling water, and they would have to like lift it up with their forearms and like move it across a church, and they would like bandage their wounds, and they would look at them in 3 days, and if they were infected, which they obviously would be because you're living in donkey shit, they'd go, you're a witch, and they would kill you then. But if they didn't become infected, they go, oh, cool, you're not a witch. You can stay alive. However, you now have to deal with these horrible burns on your arms. And you know what? Here's an extra communion wafer. Like, what'd you get after that? Like, was there anybody, I wonder, who, like, didn't... Because, like, that's the thing. If you didn't drown, you're a witch. If you drowned, you were
dead.
Fine. But like the cauldron thing, you could potentially live through and make it out of the other side.
Yeah.
Like, if you're falsely accused of a crime and thrown in jail for 17 years, there's a good chance after you get out, you're making 6-7 figures. Like, do you think anyone at the church, they go, oh, well, I guess you weren't a demon. So, keep the Neosport on that shit. Smell you later. And they just roll out in their coach.
You want to write a book? Jameson says that was an episode of Always Sunny, a musical. They all woke up as black people, and Danny DeVito singing about how he wants to say the N-word now.
All right, so yeah, you know, if you think of something, it's been done.
Igor.
This Halloween, when you stock up on Pepsi and Doritos, you'll find coupons for
You guys want to get horned up, but we couldn't afford Elvira? Who's this bitch?
savings on Hershey's candies.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still horned up, but who is this?
For
Demonic.
Here's something to howl about. This week at Purity Supermarket's specially marked Pepsi Cola 2.
I can't think of.
So go to your supermarket and just start howling.
Yeah, get up on that like that Toys R Us commercial. Just like jump up on that register and you'll be a werewolf in no time. But I can't think of a less classy shape to like, you know, like filmographically or photographically shoot than like a 2-liter bottle. Like this is the worst shot. They tried their best. It looks like shit. There's nothing they can do about it.
2 liters are just 89 cents.
Hi, you look like you could use some breakfast. How about some Honey Nut Cheerios? It's okay, look, it's got real golden honey.
Doesn't it feel a little lazy they didn't push the bee and the honey and the Cheerios into monochrome too? Like, why are they clashing?
It's so weird because like the colors of the box and the honey are like very muted.
Right, but they're not even
but they're not black and white.
No, and
it's weird.
Try to even match the color palette. Like the original footage here, I would say is like on a scale of green, whereas like the color temperature of like the honey and everything is like super warm, and this is like so. I don't know. It's almost as bad as the fucking Dips commercial. Like I want to hear a fucking Beach Boys song to make this commercial more credible.
They'll just start playing "She's Going Bald" in the background, or the Charles Manson written song.
It's Honey Nut Cheerios, part of this good breakfast.
One night of the year, we live in a world of make-believe. This time,
What is it? Blood.
Halloween comes to...
It's the guys, screenwriters, movie writers, TV writers, stop making your characters stick their hands in mystery puddles. No one fucking does that.
Smelling it or licking it.
Like, whether it be a viscous green blob of goo or like a obviously like blood red blood puddle, stop making people touch that shit. We always go, why are you doing that?
There's a Bigfoot movie where this guy, a supposed Bigfoot expert, he like puts his fingers into the fake shit. It was like a fake mixture someone made.
Yeah.
And he puts his hand in there and you think that's going to be it. But no, then he like tastes it and he's like, yep, that's the real deal.
That's real shit.
Let's see. There's a sliding scale here too. Because like, I would say the jock in Harry and the Andersons does it just right. Because he'll find like 2 or 3 strands of hair on like a lone pine in the forest and he'll sniff it and he'll put it in his mouth and he'll put it in a bag. Like, nobody, like, he's not finding a 1 by 1.5 square pile of Bigfoot shit, like rolling around in it like Stimpy in his litter box, and then going, "Yep, I think what we got here is obviously
Real blood.
Seeing is believing. 2 terrifying hours from Joss Whedon, television's master of the night.
I was not a Buffy fan. I had a friend who was a Buffy fan. Made me the anti-Buffy fan.
Full night event. Buffy.
Just don't give that one girl a flute.
Am I right? And what's crazy is like, have you seen the movie that it was based on with like Luke Perry?
I've only seen the movie. I've never seen the show.
Me neither. But one of Paul Rubin's greatest roles when she stakes him and he spends the next 45 seconds dying in that hallway. Comedy gold.
What's that dark red puddle coming from the basement? Let's investigate.
I just roll around in it like a dog who finds a dead fish at the beach.
Our town chocolate cereal. It's haunted.
It's
yummy marshmallow
bad
ghost.
acting.
Scary bats and new spooky ghost marshmallows are haunting all the monster cereals.
Also be haunting your future with diabetes. Insulin shots.
A haunted house. Wow. Hello, Max. Scary how I
Yeah, Dickens a 3-pack-a-day frog, by the way.
mirror. I'll shine some light on this mystery. There they are. Hey, what the... Oh, my. And I want Max to be part of my complete...
Doesn't this look like a slice of avocado there off to the side? Like, hey, you get your milk, your juice, your smacks, and then just half of an avocado to make sure.
I can't even make out what it is.
I believe it's 2 English muffins with a pat of jam.
It's a half of one English muffin cut in half.
But that is a straight up avocado slice. Like that's just half an avocado.
It looks like a grape on it.
That's a south of the border breakfast right there.
Breakfast.
Tex-Mex sugar smacks.
Look behind you.
Frank Welker.
Hey, little M&M's. Wow, great costumes. What are you guys, like 4 or 5?
46.
All right, yeah, okay. Here you go.
You don't understand, Slick. We're here for the party.
Yeah, that's cute.
So a couple things about this commercial, because I've seen it a lot, and every time I watch it, I go, what the fuck? Number one, so maybe 3 things. Number one, how did the M&Ms find out about the party, right? Number 2, if they found out, they must be invited because they showed up. Because, like, they're just rolling around a suburban neighborhood. Number 3, who is this fucker? And why isn't the owner of the house? Because, like, you wouldn't remember inviting anthropomorphic, sentient, animated M&Ms.
Not only that, but why aren't any of the people at the party in costumes for a Halloween party?
And why is the peanut M&M throwing up the devil horns?
This commercial leaves you with nothing but questions. Like, is this just some random douchebag who heard the doorbell? Like, is he think he's doing him a solid? Does the guy act like? Did the host of the party actually invite the M&Ms because these are celebrity gets? Because that was not for nothing. Most of the commercials with these characters in the 90s was like them ending with the implication at the end of the commercial, like fade to black of like they're going to get eaten.
Yeah.
A la Cannibal Holocaust style.
And then it says M&Ms have them at your party, but they're not having them at their party.
Right. Mm-hmm. What message are we sending? Make M&Ms great again.
I mean, come on.
Is it male or nays?
Down.
Come a little closer, madam. I want to tell you about something your children will love. Monster vitamins.
Oh, God.
They're fun. They're screaming meanie. Babbly back. Monster Mobile. Monsters taste terrific too, Mother. Your children should get vitamins by eating right, but when they don't, Mother, Monsters and Monsters
because father's at work making money. Mother.
plus iron sure help.
Hello,
My
Mother
children love them. Right, kids?
Some glow-in-the-dark bags. This is the best costume ever.
This is a type of commercial that can send me into a tailspin of M&M's canon like the movie Cars does. Because how is it he's able to not only saw off the top of this dude's head, but hollow him out utterly and fill him with candy, and he is literally none the wiser? Like
maybe like they have brain. All their stuff is located like in between the layers from like the hollow shell and the outer part.
What?
Like how a turtle is, how like its shell is just like an empty hole, but like its brain is connected.
You're insane. Number one. Number 2, that doesn't matter in this situation, because like if their shell in this case, their delicious candy shell that melts in your mouth, not in your hand, is the turtle shell. He was literally just slurped out. Like, this is a peanut butter M&M. He is hollow, and he has had his insides replaced with bags of trick-or-treating candy. I don't care what animal you are. There's no way they can slurp out your internal anything, replace it with store-bought candy, and you go, well, is this it? No fucking way.
I'm a pirate. No. Space.
See?
Man? No. Ninja?
He doesn't have nerve endings. He has no nerves.
like cartoons do that thing where like the stupid characters simply just don't own brains. Like the smart ones have brains, but the stupid ones are just like these hollow, like in this case, literally hollow things.
This place looks haunted.
Like when Homer tried to sacrifice himself to the zombies.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be the, but that's the thing. He was the spokesperson for Mr. Spakura.
The secret taste of frosted flakes makes Tony say,
They're great!
Tony, he almost stole the formula.
Tony, I think that guy's coming to molest me, because why else would he be here with me, a child, and you, a cartoon tiger? He's got to be a sex pervert.
I'd say he didn't have a ghost of a chance.
Oh, it's Gene Shalit.
There's a vacancy at the Bates Motel.
It's not the Bates Motel, that's the Bates house.
No, it's Spud McKenzie, and it could be you. Look for this.
Do you think that the Bates Motel is kind of like Frankenstein's monster? Every time someone goes, because it's happened umpteen times. No matter what the product, even Elvira herself is like, come on down to the Bates Motel. And behind her is the Bates house. The Bates house and the Bates Motel, totally different things. Frankenstein, the monster.
I mean, a plain-looking motel is not as exciting as a Victorian-style house or whatever.
Right, but you could show a wide shot that at least says Bates Motel, because like that looks like a fucking Beetlejuice house. No one would be like, oh, what's this, just a haunted B&B? And that doesn't exist yet. It's fucking crazy.
This is playing into Bud Light Psycho Sweepstakes to win a Bud Light party with Spud McKenzie at the Psycho Mansion. You can even get a mug like Spud at participating retailers.
There you
Wow!
That Spud is so cool. It's scary.
And you take one of the witchy whores to the Bates Motel because they charge by the hour.
Drink a bottle cap and you'll end up meeting Slurms McKenzie.
Yeah.
Last year, one of everyone's favorite candies appeared in a Halloween-sized pack.
Skittles.
And word spread quickly.
It's crazy. Like that lady, that 70s lady who was pouring those Skittles into that bowl, like that did not look like a Halloween bag. That looks like a giant bag of Skittles you'd buy at like It's Sugar or some other like gimmicky store. Why? That's the thing. Is it cost prohibitive to do shit like that? Just like maybe as one-offs every now and again? Like would it kill Skittles to put out like a 40-pound dog food bag that just looks like a regular bag of Skittles? Because people like me would buy them just for the low random meme humor. You know what I mean?
Right.
Take it easy, Brick.
Bye, Brick.
But like we live we live in a society where gimmicks reign supreme typically because that's all that we see in pop culture. Why don't we have like super big or super small foods? Sliders.
Mix the M&Ms and Skittles.
Well, I want like I want to be blown away by the gimmick. You know what I mean? And to date, I'm so let down.
Is this the house that gives Skittles? See, I told ya.
Glad we told that lady who gives the full bars to go fuck herself. Crackle bars, bitch? I don't think so. We got Skittles up the street.
6 Skittles per bag.
My 40 pebbles? Okay.
Red 40.
Frighteningly fruity flavors. Thanks, Fred. Barney!
Classic bait and switch, and bait and then switch again.
Classic Bates Motel.
See you at the Bates Motel. Yeah, there's the Bates Motel right there. Fred was sleeping in the Bates Motel.
Cereal part of this complete breakfast.
Is there a rock that sounds like bait? Bait rock? Hell yes. It's the one thing I'm glad Six Flags has is the Vanga Bus.
Six Flags. Come out for ghosts, ghouls, and one screaming coaster after another. Get your discount tickets online at sixflags.com. Six Flags.
I just love that they still do this stuff.
Well, they brought him back.
Yeah, they brought him back.
They can never agree on how to design Slappy.
Well, and Goosebumps has an issue, right? Because it's such a vast and expansive IP. Like, who can you put as the figurehead? And I can't think of, like, aside from Slappy, what other named horror character is there? Like, can you think of a single one?
No.
What's funny is that I could name a bunch, but because you put me on the spot, the answer is no.
But no, I think that's the thing. Is like, I don't think there are, because every episode and issue, or not issue, but like maybe episode, I don't know, whatever. It was the book of the show. It was kind of a monster of the week episode where somebody in situ turned into a monster, but then was fixed.
Yeah.
Like, maybe, what was that one with the superhero? Like, there was one
Attack of the Mutant.
Yeah, there you go. But even
with
then,
Adam West.
Yes, but then you can't bring that. Like, Adam West isn't going to come back. Like, the figurehead has to be what you have left on the plate, and that was always Slappy, which was like,
they actually created a mascot for Goosebumps. I forgot his name, but it was just like a skeleton guy, like a punk skeleton
with the mohawk, the purple mohawk. But you know, that's the thing. It didn't take off because he wasn't tied to any story. And with this sort of thing, you need it tied to a character. You can't be like, well, this is Clyde, the Goosebumps skeleton. No one gives a fuck, bitch. Like, he's not
Curly. That was his name.
Oh, well, still, either way, who gives a fuck? Because he wasn't in a book.
Yeah.
It's just
like,
like,
they tried to do that. Like, Taco Bell had a promotion. It's like, oh yeah, get Curly, get Slappy, get the Mummy.
Right. And that's part of it too. Is like a lot of their, or not their, but Goosebumps malevolent forces were things like a camera, a sponge, goop, like green ooze under a whatever.
Horrorland.
Yeah.
It's like, how would you even market that?
Right. Like, you're going to go interview like the concessions dude at Horrorland. Because like, that's what I'm saying. You had Slappy or you had nothing.
Or the mask, the haunted mask. That was like.
But even then, like, that would, because you would just have that blonde girl who was like lame 364 days a year, and now has to be back to lame 365 because she got spooked by the mask.
Creatures in action. So remember, be here next Saturday morning for Slappy Sideshow Saturday on the only place that rocks kids, Fox Kids. You know, you really should try to get some sun. Hi, I'm Dr. Dreadful, and this is the Dr. Dreadful Food Lab. Makes lots of gross things, and then you eat them. Dr. Dreadful's monster skin. Care for a tasty tarantula? Fly? Cockroach? You can make swarms! And now magic powder, stir, and... Monster brains! Fruity! The Dr. Dreadful Food Lab makes gross things again and again. It's totally dreadful!
That man got cancer, but it was totally unrelated.
Oh yeah, it was like all those kids that rolled around that asbestos dust back in the 40s later died unrelated of mesothelioma.
Yeah, eating tomatoes off lead plates.
Yeah.
13 nights of Halloween.
Yes.
It all
Only
begins
13?
with the ABC Family premiere event of Steven Spielberg's classic E.T.
You know how scary that was.
This was when I was growing up. And I'd be like, only 13? Like, that's fucking lame.
Yeah,
Christmas gets 25.
There's 31 days in Halloween, you motherfuckers. And P.S., like, how desperate were they? Were they like, E.T.?
Yeah.
Like, one of the set pieces takes place on Halloween. Like, like, you can make an argument that Die Hard might be a Christmas movie. I would say that nobody on the planet would go like, oh yeah, Halloween. I think of E.T. You know. E.T., the extraterrestrial Halloween. What the fuck?
I get it. It's ABC Family, but you gotta draw a line somewhere.
I do have ABC Family at this point is definitely owned by Disney, and they have, I don't know, 17 million years of Halloween content. But yeah, let's throw E.T. in front of their faces.
Halloween.
I just had myself a little freak show back there.
Ah, damn.
Season is October 19th through the 31st.
There was a transgender prostitute touching my penis back there, allegedly.
Follow me to a place where
A
creepy
sweet
things
transvestite from transsexual Transylvania.
That's why I didn't hear that there.
Goosebumps, live on stage, coming fall 1998.
Well.
This town always struck me as so bizarre because I had like a dude from one corpse from every decade and a Dracula. It was like everything from the 20s to the 90s and a Dracula.
My head canon is that it's in Pete and Pete's universe. And I'll accept that.
Like these are definitely like D-grade Pete and Pete knockoffs, and Captain Crunch is like, oh god damn it, I was hoping for Pete and Pete, but what we got here is like Paul and Fritz.
Horrifying, isn't it? With all peanut butter flavor, you'll always come back for more. Nothing but peanut butter taste in each bite, and it's part of a balanced breakfast. It's soup done for.
Funny, hilarious.
Crunch that screams peanut butter.
What do you guys get?
I got a rock.
I got a pound of hamburger. I've got some old suspenders.
I found a gram of a crystalline substance in a small plastic bag. Do you think we should melt it in a spoon and inject it into our veins? That's what our parents think we're doing.
And some frozen peas. Ew.
It's just not Halloween without the
I
right stuff.
got the sock from my brother's bed.
That's way too much movement in that sock.
All kinds of spooky decorations. So come into Walgreens, the
His
easiest way
brother's
to grab all your
dehydrated.
Halloween needs.
Halloween doesn't have to be spooky.
Doesn't it?
Not with Easter Seal Safe Halloween coupons. The safe treat that gives treatment. Safe Halloween coupons are good for treats at stores and restaurants. Give them
at Easter, so a short 5 months, they'll be able to cash these in for goods and services.
At the Donut Inn.
Yeah, or anywhere else that accepts like Medicare.
them to trick-or-treaters or treat yourself. Give Easter Seal Safe Halloween coupons because Halloween should be warm and friendly.
Coupon books available at area Burger Kings, NCNB banks, and
He's actively trying to cut the dick and balls off of Halloween, and he can't do it. He just can't. He's too spooky. It's too spooky.
AMC theaters.
So dangerous.
Oh, there it is. There's the motel.
Yeah, there you go. See, base motel. I would stay in this room because it's obviously a motel and not a gothic mansion.
Yes, Mother.
What is this?
It's pizza, Mother.
Buzz McKenzie,
Half
Mother.
cheese and half pepperoni?
Half for you and half for me. Just the way we like it.
So,
The Red Baron doesn't have a place in this house.
someone delivered this pizza. You know what happens when we have
DiGiorno.
visitors.
It's not delivery, Mother.
Don't lie to me, boy.
No, Mother. It's DiGiorno.
Our new half and half pizza keeps everyone in the family happy. It's not delivery.
How long has the mom been dead? But she was mummified. How far back in time are we where she's alive, or is this cosplay? God, the Bates lineage is so confusing.
I don't know why. I feel like this commercial brought up a lot of PTSD for people.
for DiGiorno reasons?
Yes, let's go with
It's
that.
DiGiorno.
For
Such
me,
a
at
good
least.
book.
God, I hate DiGiorno. That shit's terrible.
No, it's terrible. It's not. Here's the problem. There's two components that I think people overlook when it comes to pizza. Like, number one is the ingredients, but number two, and possibly on par with the ingredients, is the way in which pizza is cooked. Whether it be a fire or like one of those pizza ovens, the heat needs to be distributed in such a way that your conventional oven just doesn't deliver, and so you're constantly going to be disappointed by homemade products.
DiGiorno is the worst of the okay, I can deal with frozen pizzas because I know what I'm getting myself into.
Mm-hmm.
But DiGiorno just tastes bizarre. It tastes so strange.
Because since mostly what they do, at least at this point, was just like, I remember buying the DiGiorno crust, and maybe they tried to do too much. Like, they started with the crust, and they go, well, we'll make our own. You can make it at home. And it just wasn't. They couldn't get it right. But what other, I can't, but the thing is, like, the Red Baron existed, like Tombstone existed, like good frozen pizza existed, but DiGiorno persists.
Sometimes evil prevails.
I guess so. That's the truth of that reality.
Cool costume, Ronald.
Show off.
But the McNugget buddies need costumes too. You don't want to be chicken on Halloween.
May I? You wanna be frightened, wanna be scary, wanna be something wildly hairy.
But you don't want to be chicken on Halloween.
Anything you want,
Anything you dare.
it all depends on what you wear.
Twins.
But you don't wanna be chicken on Halloween.
Still, my favorite time period when the nuggets were homogenous, just a nugget shape. You could easily, like, you could do stuff like this. You could give them out in Halloween themed Happy Meals and swap out their costumes. You get like the boot and the, I don't know, that whatever the 8, 4, 6, 8 shapes they got. Just make them homogenous. Do we need to have all the rigmarole?
Now you tell
We don't
me.
need it. We don't need a nugget with an hourglass figure.
That's what I'm saying. Just give us something. Yeah, I don't need like more sex perverts. What I need is homogenous food for children. Unappealing sexually homogenous food for children. Don't give me
I
any
don't want a
hourglass
nugget.
figures.
I don't want a nugget where someone will produce their own sauce for it.
Right. I don't want my kid to get any odd feelings about his nuggets. Just make him teardrop shaped.
Hello, kiddies. Crypt Keeper here, Master of Ceremonies at Universal.
I hope one day they release a collection of secrets from the Crypt Keeper's haunted house.
Play a starring role in a killer show and lots more. Don't miss the last 2 weekends of
Lots more, guys. That's not pedestrian.
with a 2-liter Pepsi label. Party with me at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. You'll
Spooks Mackenzie.
dig it.
On pops in the spooning.
The spooning.
Seriously?
Oh, my glaze is on high.
Pops residents.
Crunch, crunch,
Hello?
crunch, crunch,
Hello?
crunch, crunch,
Huh?
crunch, crunch, crunch.
Kellogg's Corn Pops is a part of this nutritious breakfast.
Crunch, crunch. Hi, sweetie.
Like, please don't eat me.
She died, bro.
That was
Oh my
weird.
God, Barber Quartet Milkmen.
Yeah, only milkmen came to eat the and not for nothing. They delivered milk.
Milkman's
6
got
pints.
nards.
So they walked up to the doorstep, left the milk, left, came back
Maybe
together.
they forgot their spoons, and also the milk was sentient because they had all of those bottles had eyes and made eye contact with you and me, the viewer. Halloween commercials are insane. They often leave you more questions than answers, but that's what's great about Halloween. Is it spooky and it leaves you thinking.
It's a thinking man's holiday.
Yeah. Christmas is cut and dry. Halloween will make you think. It's the thinking man's holiday. If you're smart, you enjoy Halloween.
Go and get me what I crave.
Monster boner? Chicken? Burgers? Rallies?
I don't
In-N-Out?
know. Smile.
Doritos.
1,000 bottles of
No,
baby
it did.
oil? This is 1 hour photo? You guys don't have like automated doors? What year is this?
This looks like a 70s commercial.
If you want a better
Yeah, I guess.
flavor before,
What?
try Shasta. It's got the bright color.
Hey, I brought my own cup and ice. Let me open one of these babies up for you.
Sweet smell and the great taste of oranges.
Sure, we're not as good as RC, but who possibly could reach those heights?
Literally anyone else.
How dare you!
Make anybody happy.
And then he picks up this truck and he drives it or walks it back to Dracula's mansion.
Dracula's Motel.
Hell yeah. It's a Bates Dracula Motel. Big O Entertainment.
We're going to be going into the woods to find the Blair Thumb.
God damn it.
This is Thumbsville, formerly
Steve Odenkirk had his moment in the sun, and God bless him for it, because holy shit, looking back, we should all be going like, what?
known as
Not as good as Bob.
Kind of hoping this
No.
isn't scary or anything.
Like, don't get me wrong, Kung Pao, funny for a few minutes. now it feels like, what the fuck?
I kind of
And that had a Matrix parody in it.
Right, with the fucking cow. Did she have one boob or she had three? No, 3 was in Total Recall, 1 was in Kung Pao. She had one boob. And I want to say, my friend looked it up, she was actually a legitimately one-boobed woman.
Oh, wow.
No CGI on that shit.
Hopefully she didn't have twins.
One of them died.
Be completely still. I thought you knew where we were.
You won't get me out in those woods. No, I'll stay here.
This feels like the annoying orange.
It was like, this was the, maybe you can call it the pioneer of like shit like epic movie or superhero movie. Like you take a concept that was fully fleshed out and just rip off the like the essence or like the main scenes and just make it wacky, like being a thumb or like I don't know, man. Like comedy is one of those things where it's bizarre what does and doesn't make people laugh, because this this was meme before meme. Like there's no internet, so like a whole presentation or episode or whatever the fuck you would want to call this of like the Blair Witch Project with thumbs was like, whoa, like that's insane, because where else would you see something like this? You have
Blair Witch with the Scooby-Doo gang was better.
Right. But like you've got nothing but what's on offer with traditional media, and like beyond that, like terrestrial media, like cable. Like you don't have the internet delivering avant-garde shit. There's no Adult Swim even. Like this is just like, yeah, it's Blair Witch with thumbs. I'm Steve Odenkirk.
More random.
Come on, see this way. I'm coming, but
I hope he saved some of that money. He had
no, where this.
There were so many fucking thumb things. I remember seeing like a thumb Titanic ripoff back in the day.
Friday, Fox presents a Halloween special.
Hell yes.
I need a really scary mask, like that one.
Based on the bestsellers of R.L. Stine.
I can't get it off me.
Goosebumps, the haunted mask.
This was like one of the first episodes, right? Like produced.
It was the first episode.
Yeah.
It was a special.
It feels so much like the first season of TMNT, the animated series. It's unbelievable. Like,
yeah, that's the best episode, and it's the first episode.
Yeah, all the money, the time, the care went into the first first season, and then by the time you get the second one, the drop off is really stark. Whoa.
Yeah, but they already got the kids hooked, and it doesn't matter.
Right, like, but that's the thing. By the time you get Ryan Gosling, who's at that point a nobody, like. It went from like movie quality to like, oh no, say cheese and die. It's like a Polaroid camera someone stuck some Fimo dough on.
They started that show so late, in my opinion. That's another.
Experience is waiting for you. You can make your next party a real scream with a Goosebumps ice cream cake for a limited time from your local TCBY treat shop. A taste so good you can send shivers down your friend's.
So is it a yogurt cake?
TCBY Goosebumps ice cream cakes for a limited time.
That's the best ice cream.
For $5 you can get TCBY treats, gift certificates, and offers from Walden Books, Party City, and DreamWorks Interactive.
We were telling ghost stories in the Fun Fruits jungle. The coffin opened, and the skeleton.
But the asshole trees kept laughing and ruining the atmosphere. It's the tales of the 11:15 p.m. society.
And that's how we discovered new Fun Fruits Spooky Fruits with skulls, ghosts, and monsters. And Fun Fruits Space Shapes with aliens, astronauts, and spaceships. New fruit snacks from Sunkissed Fun Fruits.
Give me 5.
New Fun Fruits Space Shapes and Spooky Fruit.
That laugh still lives in my brain rent free.
Nacho, is your costume on yet?
Okay, I'm ready.
Finally.
Ta-da!
Ooh, what are you supposed to be?
I am legitimately surprised that Nacho and Dog did not get like to the point where they had like a Cartoon Network show, even for a single season. Like, like this is the same era as like Cat Dog and like Cow and Chicken and all those fucking zany like mashups. I was just waiting as a kid for Nacho and Dog to be like, hey, the first episode airs on Cartoon Network and blah, blah, blah. Never happened.
I think that was against, I think that went against certain regulations that were put in place because there was going to be a Chesta Cheetah show and it got shot down because it was essentially seen as like an ad for children.
So yeah, maybe the 80s ruined that because the 80s was the time for like think up a toy and make the cartoon later. But like,
yeah,
it's still, it goes to show like the unnecessary maybe amount of effort that went into this like ad campaign. Like fucking, I feel like Nacho is voiced by Eddie Deason. Am I wrong?
I'd have to look that up.
I definitely believe it's Eddie Deason. Not Eddie, maybe it's Eddie. Yeah, totally.
I'm a bean burrito! Now, when you buy a Taco Bell Kids meal, you can get a Goosebumps toy. Get the Rapping Mummy, the Skullmobile, or more. But beware,
There's
you're
the skull.
in for a scare. You can collect all 4 Goose.
Yeah, you got Slappy, Mummy, the Monster Blood Hamster, which can't host a show, and fucking, it's not even a mohawk. It's like crew cut pink skeleton head.
Yeah, it's like a high top
Fucking
almost.
Yeah, like he's joining the Marines. He's not looking to scare kids in a punk attitude.
The only ones I can think of that could host would be like, what are they called? One of the horrors from Horrorland, those giant troll people.
Yeah, but then like what? They have no personality. They're nobodies.
You're correct.
Bingo. I knew it. Eddie
Deason, and then Rob Paulson voiced Dog, who was Raphael in the TMNT movie.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Taco Bell did not need to put like Nickelodeon level like production and voice talent into their commercials, but Nacho and Dog fucking did it, man. I watched that shit like Pizza Head caliber.
Mom's toys at Taco Bell.
Oh, how cute! A bean burrito. And what are you?
Taco Bell.
Fetch that food.
Raphael, bitch.
Can you identify who it was that frightened
later Donatello?
Try.
This Halloween, terrifying creatures are on the loose at Taco Bell. Wanted Goosebumps at Taco Bell. Slappy's Candy Keeper, Cuddles the Horrible Hamster, Rat Mummy, and Skullmobile. Get them now.
The one thing about Taco Bell toys, though, is like most fast food toys were pointless, but Taco Bell took that concept to like the nth degree. I remember getting Burger King toys and like, I don't know, 4 out of 10 times being like, what do I do with this? But like 10 out of 10, I would get a Happy Meal equivalent of Taco Bell, look at their toy and be like, what the fuck is this even? Like dentist office toys were better.
When I was growing up, I remember one time got a toy from Taco Bell and it was a damn book, like a little book.
Yeah. They were
just a tiny book.
The fucking worst. They had those eyeballs that were like, you know, those were like big in pop culture for a while. They always looked up, or like watches. Like watches were everywhere. $2 for a watch back in the 90s. Everybody had like Jurassic Park or Goosebumps or Batman or Simpsons or whatever. $2 to get you a fucking watch anywhere you go with the purchase of a taco.
Right.
But like
Checkers had one where they gave out cups for Maya and Miguel.
What?
Weird.
I think Burger King did that for Last Action Hero. They had like the film like sleeve that you would put on the cup, and as you would turn it, it worked like a
holographic, not holographic,
like a holographic, but like a stop motion. Like there were two.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger jumping in and out of a helicopter or some stupid shit.
Goosebumps collectibles only at Taco Bell.
Tonight at 8/7 Central, it's Halloween Town. Marnie Cromwell's family can't be normal.
Why?
Because her grandmother's a witch.
Totally.
And she lives in Halloween Town, where it's Halloween all
I
the
remember
time.
watching this movie.
Halloween is cool.
Well, battling an evil shadow creature is just not normal.
Live action kids media, just as a kid, let alone as an adult, but as a kid, I just never got into, because kids media felt to me like cartoons. And all the live action stuff, just never hit right. Like, I wish I could get into Halloween Town because it does feel like something that could slot into the yearly viewing tradition, but it just feels so like
I had never seen Hocus Pocus before. This was that, like, the movie that I saw, like, on Disney that was, like, I saw it every year.
Right. That's the thing. You have to be like, there are certain generational limits. Like, I wouldn't say that I was out of childish stuff for Halloween at this point, but I was definitely not looking into Halloween like a Disney Channel. Hello, I was like, what year is this? I'm an old man.
98.
Vastly overrated.
Find out more about Marty Krummel's family's vastly strange powers.
Powers? What powers?
It's Disney Channel's original movie, Halloween Town. Tonight at 8, 7 Central, only on Disney Channel.
What do you get when you combine the irresistible taste of fruit snacks with the spookiness of Goosebumps? New Goosebumps.
Nothing?
Roll-ups with scary peel-outs. And fruit by the foot with creepy Goosebumps.
I love fake drinking and fake eating on TV.
Yeah.
Like, you have to drink and eat in such a way that, like, you're in a vaudeville play and there's 30 rows of seats, and you got to make sure that the person in row 30 knows that you're chewing something.
Really have to make sure.
Like, holy fuck. Yeah, I get it. You love fruit by the foot. Like, rein it in.
Story teasers. So deliciously unusual, everyone will try to get their hands on them. But they're only around for a limited time. So what's really scary is running out.
I could never appreciate fruit roll-ups that had designs in them when I was a kid, because I was never, like, allowed to, like, take it apart because my hands would get sticky, so my dad never wanted my hands to get dirty when I ate, so I always just had to, like, roll it up and eat it and not, like, take out the things, or like when you're like, you can lick the thing and your tongue turns a different color. Like, I was never allowed to do any of the fun stuff because I could never have my hands sticky and get on things.
That's a very sad story.
When I hear parts of your childhood, I'm like so fascinated by the stories that you tell.
She'll pull shit like that all the time. Be like, hey, you know, like the normal things that everybody did. I had this crazy fucking abstract way of doing it through no choice of my own. Isn't that like a thing? And I go, no, it isn't. She goes, what? We're always like, that's the Gary Busey in our relationship. Every actor is Gary Busey. And like, we go, did you ever eat like Cheerios out of a bowl with milk? She goes, no, I ate them off the ceiling with orange juice as we shot through space at zero gravity, and I wasn't allowed to touch the ceiling.
I think it's a Connecticut thing.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Very northeast, New Hampshire and Maine and Vermont.
Yeah.
You know, they call us the United States, but you fucking people
We are
out
not
there,
united.
No, you're all fucking weirdos. Just live like we do in the Southwest, for God's sake.
It's Monster Madness on Fox Kids. You heard it right. With one last ingredient, we're going to witness the scariest.
Uh-oh, Professor told us not to let him get a boner.
Giving goosebumps to the entire world for life. So, folks, this is it with this final ingredient. Let a rip.
And they put the giant fucking forehead mole on his puppet. Like, here's the thing. If I'm R.L. Stine, the first book I write that goes like double platinum or whatever, book-wise, like all of his fucking did, I'm in a dermatologist being like, get the fucking Mount Rushmore mole off my goddamn head. But nope, he's like, that's my Cindy Crawford beauty mark.
That's the thing.
Dude's got a fucking Pluto-sized planetoid on his forehead. He's like, that's me.
I'm R.L. Stine. Hello. Can somebody show me the way out?
No.
Really, somebody help me.
Hi, I'm R.L. Stine. I write some Goosebumps books.
I write 30% of the books your children read. And P.S. too. Like, you can see why for like the first few episodes of Goosebumps, they made R.L. Stine be a disembodied spooky voice instead of like a white bread Miracle Whip slathered motherfucker with a fucking golf ball on his head. God damn, he's so boring.
All new Power Rangers Turbo next to Slappy's Monster Madness continues.
Spooky, right, guys? Power Rangers?
Fox Kids, now back to our show. We did it! High five! High five! High five!
Give me a fucking high five!
It was like a bad MST3K sketch.
Right. Like, was it like the mummy didn't know what to do and Slappy's voice was added in post and he didn't know he was supposed to get the high five to the dummy until like the director? Because why would you do that? Why would you, and then leave it? Obviously it was intentional, but Jesus fucking Christ.
In the town of Sunnydale, California, the nightlife is dying out.
You are so dead.
Buffy for the GameCube.
Bring it on, living dead.
Hi, I'm Buffy. I fight vampires, bitch.
Another trophy for Spike.
God damn.
Don't even try.
Every video game from 2002 to 2010 looked like this.
I kind of enjoyed that.
That's it, open
What the
wide.
hell?
Jesus Christ. This is walking the line of cringe media. DVD style bonuses, guys.
I like to imagine some kid or teenager watching this commercial back then be like, "Oh my god, I have to get this game."
Fuck yes, it's so real. I was there, man. Like I lived through the 2000s.
Look at our boobs.
Yeah, I lived through that shit in real time. You go like, look at those geometric shapes that like answer for tits. Like they're essentially just pyramids, but they're under a head that looks like Buffy.
Chaos bleeds. Being dead. Just
Never
not
felt
dead
so
there.
good.
Rated T for teen.
Night, all. Next time you're having a party like this one, leave me off the invite list, yeah?
So it was on PlayStation and Nintendo?
And Xbox.
Oh, I didn't see the
Cross-platform.
Xbox. Oh, wow.
Hi, Casper!
Welcome. Living or not, baby.
So you guys scared of us or not? Like the grocery store people sure were.
Casper, $1.49 each.
I had some of those puppets too. Like as a parent, nothing is more annoying than like your child throwing something in your face and trying to get a reaction of you that has to be organic and unscripted. Oh my God.
Mom.
Like my kid loves to go boo and try and because like I am a master at scaring the shit out of him. I will hide places and I will scare him and he will be legitimately scared. He will be sitting at the table and he'll just all of a sudden look at me and go boo and he'll go gotcha and I go you don't get it. You just don't.
He'll go hide like in the same exact place that David just hid and he's like, okay, it's my turn, and he goes into the closet and then he's like he's like laughing.
He just doesn't get being scared yet. We're working on it though. But that being said, I think we should probably wrap it up and go for a while. We got plenty of Halloween under our belt. And goddamn, Casper is just always there.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. But, you know, that being said, also, thank you, FDO, for coming on and cracking wise.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
You know, I'm going to be sad once we get out of October and into Halloween, out of October and into Thanksgiving, because it's not going to be Thanksgiving. Mariah Carey is going to rip my world asunder, and it won't happen gradually. I'm bummed
With
about
Halloween landing on a Thursday, do you plan on doing something like do you plan on doing Halloween on that Friday as well, or?
I don't have any like parties or anything. I'm an old man with a kid, so like we'll go trick or treating, and that'll be the end of it. That's just going to be it. You know, that you have to part of Halloween.
I think he meant a live. We're gonna do a live on that Friday.
Yeah, the show.
On the
like,
first.
Right. I thought you mean like in general. I mean, I don't know. It'll be over, so I don't know what.
What's right?
I don't want to think about Halloween. I don't want to think about October being over because that just means that the Christmas people have won yet again. But we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Win.
I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll have more Halloween related stuff coming up for at least a couple more weeks. But once again, FTO, thank you for showing up and being on the show. Everybody who showed up to watch, I appreciate you as well. So show up next time, maybe, and we'll see you on another episode of FFOP Radio.
Bye.
Bye.
For the try to